Well, the gold medal game here for the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games between the gold team, as you see there. Funny, gold ends up in gold. Gold ends up in the gold medal game, and they are taking on Team Blue. Team Gold is the home team, as we see out there pitching for Team Gold number 1. That's Andreas Burnt.
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant, yeah, he goes by Andre the Giant. So
for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah, he's not tiny, as you can see. And the voice you hear is a man that obviously the Gasper Family Foundation, we're talking about it, the major sponsor of softball. And look at that hit there. That is a huge hit by number 13 for the blue team, in which, that's William Hannigan, Bill Hannigan. I do have his number, so he gets a base hit. But Dave DeGasper is joining me here on the broadcast, your Family Foundation. Ryan Lindstrom talking about, obviously, you guys come out here every year. He said you're out here every year. You bring your family out, which is, this is my first time being here at this. Having seen stuff before is awesome, but you're here every year. What's this like for you guys?
Well, this is actually our 20th year as, it's a milestone year, 20th year as sponsors of softball. All started by my father and his wife Roberta in honor of the vets, disabled vets. And what it's like is a renewal for us every year. You know, every year we get reminded of how fortunate we are to have these guys defending us, who had defended us, and this is our way of giving back to them. And this year we have our 4th generation sharing this time with us.
That is awesome.
My niece has her babies, and my nephew has her son with them for the first time. So my father, who's ill at home right now, couldn't make it, but it would be 4 generations here.
That is absolutely awesome. And I know you said starting the Family Foundation. Look at that, another base hit there. That is a huge hit, and that was by James Green. And coming around to score, wow, making no waste of time. Enrique Lopez goes around the bases, he scores, and then going in right behind him is James Green.
Jimmy Green is a perennial player, has been playing for a long time.
Blew out to an early 3-0 lead.
So that makes it 3-0. Gold team's a home team, but when I was teasing Ryan, Dave, I said, so he goes, yeah, usually in the gold medal game, you'll see
now batting for blue.
Score. So I said,
0-0,
like
Carl Morgan.
31?
Usually high scores, a lot of
Sam Ballard on deck,
a lot of hammers, and and the teams are drawn just by luck, So if they're fortunate enough to get some good players on there, they usually excel throughout the game. As you can see, Jimmy Green's always a good player. Enrique Lopez, always a good player.
Cool, I'm going to have to lean on you in the blue team because I wasn't able to get, they got started quick, but I know 0-0 is Carl Morgan, who is batting lefty. And it's interesting to me, too, Davis, how some of them do use the stoppers for more of a stability behind the wheels, but others are just, nope, I'm going to freely swing and try and just crush this ball.
Others want that support they need so their chairs don't roll backwards, and they can hold it. A lot of them can hold it themselves, but the other ones need that support so they don't roll backwards. But it varies. Some have from use it, have from don't.
Wow, Andre the Giant gets the ground ball from Carl Morgan, goes over to first, and records the first out of the inning. But yeah, what was the idea behind starting the, you're talking about the 4 generations, which is phenomenal that you're here, but to starting the foundation and just getting involved with the Veterans Wheelchair Games?
Well, my father was instrumental in this. He worked for UPS for many years, and UPS, as you know, is a huge corporate sponsor for the games. And when my father retired in '92, he still felt obligated to be part of this event, so he started a foundation a few years after that. And our first games were in Pittsburgh in 1998.
Nice.
And that's when softball became a medal event for the first time, and this is our 20th year.
And look at that, all the way to the wall, and that is number 20, rounding the bases for the blue team. Oh, well, he's going to have to stop at third.
They'll call that out of bounds.
I was going to say, I would think they would have to send him back to third. Guess not.
First on grading now for the blue team. On deck, number 17, Nathaniel McFarland.
So softball has ended up being the most popular medal sport for these players.
Wow.
They have so many players that want to play. We actually had 25 of them this year on a waiting list because we've exceeded their the requirements. 8 teams, only a certain amount of players in each team. So, so if somebody doesn't show up, then they'll put one of the players on a waiting list on a team. So it's quite popular.
And that's what I had Ryan Lindstrom on. I think you saw him before.
Oh,
he was on with me in the first. Yeah, and I know with like some of the sketch, and it's tough. I mean, people putting this event together. I know all the games, and I've done basketball. I did quad rugby. We did the slalom this morning, so I could actually hear you when you were on the when you were PAing on the other the other field. I guess you could say the other softball field. I got to hear you. It was awesome, and I stuck around. I was watching for a little bit. I was going to come crack some jokes, and I'm like, I don't want to interrupt his groove. But yeah, no, I mean, just.
Well, it's all good fun.
Absolutely.
I crack jokes with the players, although they're very competitive. But it's still we're out here for fun.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a medal event, but these guys know it. I know them so well out of these players that I'll just make fun of them as they're up there. Or, I mean, the big guy right there, I wouldn't mess with him. But but Mr. Andy Burnt there is not a guy you would mess with. But it's all in good fun.
Oh, Dave Heil said he could take him. Our wonderful executive producer right here, David Hiles.
Maybe two Daves can take him. Yeah.
I'll commentate it. I'm not getting in the middle. I'm the smart one. You'll have to have somebody to commentate it as we get the ground ball going back to Andre the Giant. Gets it over to his first baseman for the out. So 2 down. But yeah.
He's a big showman too.
Oh,
he keeps everybody laughing, keeps the people in the game.
Just a little bit, yeah, absolutely. No, you gotta love it. I mean, and I talked about yesterday with the guys during or even the day before during basketball and then during quad rugby, and I had a nice slip up. I've told the story a few times as he delivers the pitch for strike 2 there. But that being said, the trash talking between the branches is always great because when they're out, I go, when you're out in battle, he goes, oh no, we're out in battle. It's a little bit of a different story, but he goes, it is nice even on the way there. So yesterday, Dave, I'm asking everybody basketball. I'm getting their, because they have their register numbers, but then everybody has a jersey number, and all I had on the rosters were I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to see most of them in traffic with basketball, and with basketball and rugby. So that was the funny part about it, and I kept saying, oh, what branch have you served in? What branch have you served in? Well, Dave, I slipped up as we get a ground ball to shortstop there, and that was by number 17, Nathaniel McFarland. Got to thank Mike Danik for running over, getting me the rest of the numbers for the blue team. But, we'll just keep it right here. I'll share their story. So it was funny because I kept saying, what branch of the military, and then I slipped to one guy. I said, oh, what branch of the Navy were you in? And he goes, your name's Michael, right? And I go, yes, sir. And he goes, you got one for you. Don't you ever insult me like that again. And I go, oh, I meant what branch of the military? He goes, I was in the Army. And I was like,
branch sensitivity.
Yeah, of course. I say it one time, Dave, and I screw up everybody else all day,
and they
the
won't
last 2 days. And I'm like, I can't believe I did that. So, yeah, he was pointing at some of his teammates. But the funny thing is, some of his teammates weren't in the Navy, so they complimented me for that, of course.
They were on your side.
Yeah. Which happens. He's Dave DeGasperis, the Gasperis Family Foundation, sponsoring softball, so you said since 1988?
1998.
1998, I'm sorry. I was trying to give you 10 more years. Come on.
Oh, God.
Well, no, the sponsorship, not your age. I'm not trying to put 10 years on you, Dave. Come on.
But it's been a fast 20 years. I mean, it's unbelievable how fast it's gone. And we've seen the country. We've had the games anywhere from Anchorage, Alaska to Puerto Rico and everywhere in between. It's been a terrific experience for my children. My children grew up with this. Nice. My youngest was 2. She's the one who sang the national anthem.
Beautiful.
When we started. Now she's 20. She's a music major in college. My oldest daughter's 25. She couldn't make it this year, although I wish she could have, but she has other obligations. But she's been going to the game since she was 6 years old. So it's been a part of their life. It's a renewal for us. I mean, you think about how rough you have it getting out of bed every morning, and these guys struggle every day.
Right.
And they come here with a smile on their face. They don't complain. And you just have the utmost respect for them.
Yeah, Booker T at bat now. I watched him play during, I want to say, was it basketball?
Terrific ball player.
Yeah,
basketball and baseball.
Yeah, I saw him play in basketball, and look at that. Goes down the third baseline. Can he beat it out? Oh, the throw goes.
And fast as lightning in the chair.
Oh, yeah. Well, I saw it in basketball, and Sean Castle was saying, because he was commentating the game he was watching, I go, I know why you wanted to join the broadcast, because you're your sponsor, you're hanging out. You want to scout. I go, you guys are unbelievable. You're relentless. I go, you just form your teams because you form your teams here. You find out who you're playing with. But look at you. You're already scouting.
Yeah.
But he said, he goes, if you leave Booker alone, he could put up 30.
Oh, yeah. Some of these players are on the national wheelchair team also. They're really very, very, very talented players. And here's Big Andy.
Big Andy. Oh, it was a high pop-up.
Right to Jimmy Green.
Yeah, Jimmy Green with the nice.
We call him the vacuum.
The vacuum?
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? It's funny you say that because that's what I was pretty much giving Steve O'Brien in the last game.
Another one,
And, of course, I know he's going to be annoyed with himself because of the one ground ball. He bobbled the one.
I know.
But everything else, he literally vacuumed
I made sure
up.
I mentioned it.
Oh, I know. I heard you. See, I appreciate that. Also pitching for Team Blue, that is number 17, Nathaniel McFarland. And at bat, number 5, Roy Wilkins. That's awesome. I mean, your kids growing up around this. And, yesterday being the Kids' Day, to piggyback off that, you're saying, the Kids' Day, it's such – I didn't get to see a lot of it when I was going over there and watching. I did see we actually got our crew did a great job of filming it, getting stuff. And the kid that had the Spider-Man helmet on, I'm like, you got to go to that. I mean, Spider-Man. But I did hear – I was kind of bummed, Dave. There was another kid. I'm like, as much as I love Spider-Man, I probably went to him first. He had an R2-D2 helmet. I'm like, winner right there.
That's right. You're a Star Wars fan.
Oh, come on. Absolutely. Oh, the ground ball.
And there's the vacuum again.
Again, look at that. 2 hops across the diamond, and it's out. Oh, trying to get home, and he does.
There's Booker T.
Well, the speed.
Yeah,
I was going to say, take it away, Dave. You said the speed, and he just rounds third base.
I mean, unless he hits it to first base or the pitcher, he's got an automatic hit. Such an advantage on the speed in the chair in this game, because you'll see players get thrown out from the outfield if they don't have the speed.
So 4-0 in favor of the gold team, and that'll bring up number 16, Trey Lafitte. But yeah, that's what I was going to finish up with the Kids' Day. I mean, just seeing that. I mean, but the helmets. But Sean even talking about he got to mentor for basketball. A lot of the parents that bring their kids out finally, because a lot of them may have had, parents that are in the service and maybe one day wanted to go that way, and for some reason now they can't. But, he was talking about them, playing sports in college, and a lot of the parents just didn't have a clue where to go, where to start.
Exactly.
And he's like that. I go, and people say that's always 50% of the battle. To me, in anything, Dave, I say it's 90% of the battle. Yeah. Once you know where to start, I mean, everything else is just little tidbits here and there. But, for these kids to see what these veterans are doing, and again, we were joking around, but still the competitiveness. I mean, I love the banter back and forth.
And you'll see that, throughout the game, and then when we're done with the game, they're hugging and showing love to each other and respect for each other. But during the game, all bets are off.
Yeah, and I heard you. I heard you say you're taking them all for drinks after the game. Is that what you said?
Did I slip up,
Dave? Did you hear that? Because I heard maybe some drinks after the game, and he said we all needed one. I'm just
I
playing.
Definitely need one. Yeah.
I'm just playing. He's like, I'm going to send you. Where are you from originally?
Originally from New York. We just moved to Florida a few years ago.
Okay.
So now we're residents of Florida.
That's we live in Phoenix. I'm originally from Jersey.
Oh, okay.
But
you probably left for the same reason I did. I couldn't wait to get out
of
the cold weather.
Actually, my parents, when I was a kid, I loved the cold weather. I'm opposite. I mean, shoveling snow does stink, but when it's 120, you can't shovel sunlight to stay away from you. And people that say it's a dry heat, I always have this debate. That say it's a dry heat, that have never been out there, I say, okay, come out in the end of July, because it's been 110 and up every day of July. Come out about that last week. If you can last outside for 5 minutes in the middle of the day at 120 without you feeling like your skin's burning, then you know what? You are a champ, and I will never say anything else about it. But I mean, they're both annoying. They're both terrible. They're both tough to deal with when it's 95 degrees with 90% humidity.
Yeah,
kind of a bummer.
It is, But to me, with the snow and the cold,
yeah. But my grandpa used to say you're never too old for a snowball fight. You're never too. You can get your bones out there. You're never too old for a snowball fight.
My father moved to Florida, back.
I was
going to
say that's
90s.
the Arizona for the people in the Northeast.
Exactly. But with humidity, at least your heat is dry.
Well, yeah. Like I said, June is not bad. Once it starts going 110 and up every day, it doesn't matter.
That's hard to live in.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Blue team, a big hit there by number one from the blue team, and that is Andre Bechtel. Oh, but they able to throw him out.
That was what I was saying. If you lack some of the speed in the chair, ball hitting the outfield, somebody with a good arm like Booker T like that, he threw him all the way out in first base.
And Jesse Lind, I actually talked to yesterday. He was playing basketball as well. See him out there at first base playing softball. Again, I love seeing the multiple ones. I'm stoked tomorrow morning too because softball, again, I was looking forward to this because I was like, man, a lot of them are going to be swinging with one arm. And I'm like, oh, they can swing with you. Oh, look at that. Lynn gets the play at first.
That's from Joe Whitfield. He's probably one of the better players out here. As far as speed, coverage in the field, you'll see him cover the whole field. And obviously his bat. Terrific player.
Wow, so next year, actually, so wait, where in Florida are you?
We're down in Palm Beach.
Okay, so I mean, Orlando next year won't be too bad.
Won't be good. We can drive 2 hours. My wife will be happy. She hates to fly. Imagine when we flew to Anchorage for the games.
Yeah.
She wasn't too happy about that.
I mean, if it ever goes further again and she doesn't want to know, I'll go. I mean, I'm not going to wear a wig or anything, but I'm saying I'll go, Dave. I'll go. I'm volunteering. Andre the Giant pitching. Ooh, and it's grounded right back to him there by number 11, Daniel Conley, and goes over to Jesse Lind for the third out. As 4-0 still is the score. Is that right?
4-1.
4-1. I'm sorry, 4-1. Yeah, it's right in front of my face. Blues up 4-1. I go, yeah, that's why David does this for me. Broadcasting school 101. Look at your monitor. I don't know. Minor detail.
I didn't even see your monitor. I was looking at the scoreboard.
See, there you go.
I'm so used to looking at the scoreboard.
And it's funny because when I first started having monitors, I never would look at it. I always looked at the field, and somebody's like, if you look at the monitor, it helps.
Right,
I was like, oh, wow. It's crazy how it helps. So Dave DeGasperis and I hanging out here at the Duke Energy Convention Center. We're so glad you can join us here for the 37th Veterans Wheelchair Games and the DeGasperis Family Foundation. Again, saying his dad started. Kids have been coming here since they were pretty much babies. And I mean,
this year we have 15 family members. It's our largest contingency we've had here. I have, like I said, my great nieces and nephews, my nephews and nieces, my sisters, their husbands, and my wife, of course, and my daughter. So it's quite a big, quite a big group this year.
As we get back to the action now, leading off for Team Gold is Rodney Jones. As again, they trail the blue team 4-1. Oh, foul ball there.
You'll see the crowd now is pretty good now for the gold medal, for the medal game. You get a lot of people coming here for this.
I was just about to say that. I'm like looking down the third base line here, people in the bleachers, and then down the first base line.
Standing room only. That's good. I love to see that.
Yeah, you got the. I was a little bit ahead of myself. I said that the last game between Red and Black was a consolation game, but now the third place game is going on the other field, and this is the gold medal game. Oh, look at that. It's driven into left field. Heck of a swing there by number 13, Rodney Jones, as he goes to first. And while he's rounding first, it gets all the way to the wall. Can Jones get into second? And he will cruise comfortably to second base with the double. And Team Gold looking to cut into this lead. And that'll bring Michael Brickert up to bat, number 17.
Another terrific player for his age. Mike Brickert's going to be, I believe, we've known him for quite many years. He's going to be 70 or 71, I believe. Phenomenal shape.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's. Wow, yeah.
It's the clean air. He lives in Montana. It's all the clean air up there.
And they're going to send him to third because of the interference. The first baseman always lobbying, but both games so far, they have not gotten that call. So he will go over to third base. Jones. Wow, 70. Wow.
Hard to believe.
He looks. That's. And I was talking to Ryan about that. I mean, people talking about working out, staying in shape. I mean, it's an everyday thing. If
it is.
And I know the technology's changed, but again, a lot of it, you get in and maybe comfort-wise, and they're in their chairs, but when they're out every day, and he goes, your back and your shoulders get a good workout depending on what you can use, and it's constant. But man, just like you said, to see the competitiveness, see vets do this, and the fact, like I said, the foundation. My grandpa was in the Army for 20 years, and I have a lot of friends that have served. And just knowing that, there could be a lot of charities out there, and all I say is just make sure it's a lot of what you're donating, time and money as well. But if you're donating, make sure most of that is going to the veterans themselves and stuff like that.
A little bit about our foundation. Our foundation is self-funded too, so strictly DeGasperis money. 100% of the money goes towards this event for these vets. We come here on our own expense, so it's.
Ryan did give you a shout. Ryan was telling me about that.
So a terrific guy. Awesome. I guess he's a good advocate for us. We've known him for quite so many years too.
And I learned about a lot of the guys that have started the another thing, the Oscar Mike.
Yes,
Oscar Mike. I know it's. I have his stuff right here. I will get to it. Noah Courier. I knew I'd remember his name. Noah Courier. Noah Courier was. He had like a shirt on, and Sean Castle was explaining it to me in the Oscar Mike, and then I brought up because I saw the thing, and the DeGasperis found out the thing. But when I was reading the pamphlets and sponsors and the foundations, and so I mean, the fact that it's like you said, self-funded and everything. I mean, that's just awesome.
Yeah, it's very rewarding because of that aspect. We don't solicit for funds. It makes it that much more rewarding for us and the family. And we all live in different parts of the country. So we all come and converge once a year and see each other.
James Chapman with the hit there, goes down to third base, over to first, and that is the final out of this half inning. Bottom of the second. We're actually going to step aside. Dave and I will take a quick break. We're here at the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, brought to you in part by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. As we roll on from the Duke Energy Convention Center in the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio, the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games going on. Softball, yes, brought to you by the DeGasperis family. Dave DeGasperis joining me right now. Again, he says four generations, forever. And like I said, that's just awesome because I used to watch on, I know a lot, like when they would show the Paralympics on TV, I always watch those because, like I was saying, the technology in chairs has changed, but just the technology in the prosthetics, and to keep that balance, too, because they're running and you see the speed. I know, and it is unfortunate, obviously, what happened with Oscar Pistorius, but, he was fighting for years to be in the Olympics because he's like, no, this is the equipment I use. And even Sean was saying that. He's like, people say, oh, well, you're a wheelchair. He's like, no, I'm a basketball player. Wheelchair just happens to be my equipment. And people could say that's semantics, but no, it's actually really true.
It's the truth.
I get it if you're not, from the side of when Oscar Pistorius was saying, I should be able to run in the regular Olympics as well. But I'm just saying the technology just to keep the balance. And like I said, most guys don't, a lot of guys here don't, or men and women. I keep saying guys. When I say guys, it's general. It's bad.
Plenty of women here
thing.
too. Yeah.
But the men and women don't have really use of their core. And it's just crazy. And you see the balance, but like with the technology and just to get involved in, like you were saying, whatever anybody can do, it's like they're the last people in the world that would ever ask for a handout, because you know what, they have that greater sense of service and being around it and
pride, a lot of pride.
But it's just about being given the opportunity, like, hey, we'll do this. We can get here, we can get there, we can do whatever. Yeah, a little bit of help, a little bit of people's time. I mean, I know with UPS, like you said as well, they were talking about before the opening ceremonies, I found out that there was 3,300 volunteers. We're just coming out volunteering and like, hey,
and
you know
this
what?
is every
UPS,
year.
awesome.
This is not the exception. This is the rule. UPS is a terrific partner with the PVA, and you know, nothing against any other air couriers, but they do a tremendous amount for our vets, UPS, and you know, not enough thanks can go out to that company.
Yeah, and we also talked to the veterans. I remember when the sponsors were all set up in here in the expo, the Veterans Canteen service. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Yes.
That's, you know, it's part of the VA, but it's not part of the funding part of the VA. And
that's
they're doing,
correct.
Like you said, I mean,
they play a huge role, role, yes.
It's absolutely, again, amazing as well. Look at that. Now he's got his fireman's hat on.
Yeah, well, Andy Burnt was a former fireman. Yeah, so he's
Ryan told me he would bust it out. See, I was waiting for it. I was going to ask you, Dave. I'm like, well, he said Andy had this and that, but look at that, a 1-2-3 inning for Andy's happy. Then I also heard, allegedly, Ryan was saying, I don't know if we'll get a drop, but he's got a Nacho Libre mask. I really want to see that.
Well, every year he comes, he surprises us with a different mask or hat.
Okay, all right.
Last year, I think he had a red, white, and blue hat that sparkled and lit up. So he's a showman. Andy's a showman.
Well, again, a veteran and then a firefighter as well, so called to duty and service. Again, absolutely amazing. So 4-2, as you see, the Royal Blue team leading over the Gold team. Still on the mound for the Royal team, number 17, Nathaniel McFarland. Leading off for Gold, number 10, the lefty, Jason Pollock.
What a strong team both teams have. I recognize most of the players here.
Yeah, and that's what because when I was at the opening ceremonies, Dave being my first, I thought that, I mean, because obviously I know not every state has the same amount, but if a state had a lot of participants, I figured, they'll just develop their teams in the state. But then I say the ranking system with the points that balance teams out to make it fair, then it's like, because one state could easily have, 25, threes. And then you have them, a team of 5 threes playing a team of 5, like 1.5s, and it's like, okay, yeah, you definitely got to balance it out.
Has to be balanced, and then they pick of the draw after that. But every team has to have a quad, so to try to balance out. But the skill level is just luck of the draw.
Following up the pitches. Pollock takes that, making him throw strikes. These pitchers, I know in slow pitch softball, I was saying I was terrible because I'd see a high pitch and I'm like, I could hit that out, and you pop it up, half a mile to the second baseman, and you're like, yeah, that was great. Ooh, and strike 3 right there, taken.
A lot of these pitchers play head games too. They're good at the psychological pressure. Andy Burnt. The last game before this was Sonny de Guzman pitching. They like to play head games with the batters.
Yeah. And George Norton was also pitching.
Yes, terrific pitcher, yeah. Man. He puts a little spin on the ball.
I know, I was gonna say, I saw the spin, I was like... I'm like, yeah. It's always funny when people say, how do you strike out? So, but I always had friends that literally put the bat on their shoulder, Dave, and if the pitcher wasn't, they're just going to take we're not going to throw strikes, I'm not swinging. I mean, but everybody sees, I can hit it, and they would just sit there with the bat on their shoulder. They finally threw a strike, I'll swing.
Now this softball is bigger than a standard softball, so it looks coming at you. You think you can really get a hold of that thing.
That's the worst part.
Yeah,
that'd be the worst part for me. For them, they're probably used to it, like, all right, I know. But 4-2 the score. Royal up over Gold. Dave DeGasper is joining me here. I'm Michael Caratino, Dave Heil, Mike Danik, Sean Moore. Sorry, that's Sean. And goes down the third baseline. Nice scoop across the diamond for the out. What a heck of a scoop there by Samuel Ballard. He played a little hoops the other day. I saw him.
Good basketball player, yeah. Terrific. Jimmy Green, too, on short. Good basketball player.
And Booker T, like you said, as well. With the spin. Yeah, if it's not to the, like you said, the pitcher or the first baseman, it's a base hit.
It's done.
And basketball, he got to...
It amazes me. 3-point shots, from 3-point range in a chair. I can't even do it standing up, let alone sitting in a chair.
That'll send up for the gold team. 0-0, Amir Pisfad.
Former Navy SEAL.
I heard somebody else say that. They said a Navy SEAL. I did not know it was Amir, because I was looking and I was like, because again, after my botch up yesterday, what branch of the Navy?
You don't want to make that mistake again.
Although I guess if you accuse somebody of being a Navy SEAL, I mean, can they really take that as an insult, Dave?
I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, are you the Navy? Well, I mean, I'm like, had I been in any other branch, I'd be like, oh, yeah, yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I mean,
I mean, that's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, even if you were, I guess if you were in Special Forces in the Army, you might be like, yeah, we're as good as you. But still, I mean, either way, you're going to.
There's a lot of competition with all those branches. And
he takes the walk. Pipstad takes the walk.
And Amir does a terrific impression of Sean Connery, by the way.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
That's his claim to fame.
Oh.
Whenever you speak to him.
We're going to have to get him on at some point. If he can talk like Sean Connery. Well, Dave let the cat out of the bag and away, but we could be like, look who's here, Sean Connery.
He may not be happy with that, but he never hesitates to do that in front of people.
Oh, well, all right. Well, we could probably get it out of him. Now Blake Bryant steps up to bat. Gold team trailing 4-2, but has a runner on first with 2 outs. Where can they find the foundation online? If people want to make donations or find out
we don't solicit, but donations can be made.
Okay.
We're on Facebook, the Gaspers Family Foundation on Facebook. Okay. And my family takes a lot of photos throughout the week, and we post them on Facebook so the players can see themselves on the Facebook page. It gets a lot of activity. The more activity, the better, obviously. And we used to have a website, but we found it, believe it or not, more effective. Facebook nowadays is more effective.
I know.
I mean, half the population's on it. So
I mean, Twitter too.
Yeah,
tweet stuff out real quick.
You want something out there? You want somebody to see it quick? Facebook or Twitter? That's the way it is nowadays.
So I wasn't trying to solicit for Dave. I don't want.
I'm not implying that.
If they want to get. If anyone wants to get involved, I mean, like I said, you could look up, like I said, Noah Curry and a bunch of other guys. But Sean was talking about Noah and, but the Oscar Mike, you could look that up. I mean, they've been down to Colombia, and doing stuff and just to show what they can do. And so the Oscar Mike, and proceeds for the vets, but to sell the stuff, but just to benefit the vets, to help maybe get them to something like an event like this, which is awesome. Because I heard in the opening ceremonies too, a lot for the first time, they don't want to be first time. They don't want to be they're scared, worried to do it the first time. Saying, "Oh, I can't do it. I'm not going to be any good. Why should I go?"
Exactly.
But
there's hesitation.
Just show up, like Ryan said, like Sean said, like Jeff DeLeon that I talked to, everyone that I've talked to, just show. You can come here. Everybody will work together. And that's the thing. I mean, it sucks that they're in this position to be injured and again to be in chairs. But when you say work together, it's the military. Exactly,
right.
It's the military. Believe me, somebody's giving orders. You are going to work together because if not, there's going to be a lot of unhappy people.
I mean, the toughest part is to get them here the first year with a lot of these athletes,
right.
And once they're here, they're usually addicted to it, and you see them back every year after that.
Well, I hope to start making a run like this guy and his family. That is absolutely awesome. I try to tell some of my friends they should come out and visit for the weekend. It's free. Well, not the flight out here. Oh, look at the out, man. Flying down first base, though. He almost beat that out.
He almost beat that out, but Joe Whitcamp on shortstop.
Again, I was going to say, your boy vacuumed it up.
Unbelievable. I think Joe is on a wheelchair team in his state.
Okay.
And there's also a national team I think he's affiliated with also, but his skill level you can see is just unparalleled.
What sports you play growing up? What was your sport?
Baseball.
Okay.
My father was a baseball player. That's why he wanted to make softball a medal sport. We both played softball. I played softball in my professional. I was in law enforcement, so I played softball on a police team.
Nice.
And then my father just got the start because of our passion and our love for baseball. And then these guys took to it like, you know, like
So
like
your dad is basically responsible for getting softball, because was softball in the games?
No, it was they were considering it as a medal sport, and then they will obviously needed somebody to sponsor it. And my father came along. He was already retired from UPS, and you know, he always wanted to stay involved in the games, and that was his opportunity. He said, "Well, make softball an event, and I'll consider being your sponsor." And they looked it over. You know, they discussed it. They had a couple years of consolation games, and to see what kind of turnout they would have with the players. You know, it was obviously, you know, baseball, national pastime. You know, they had an unbelievable turnout, and we actually turn players away now because we can't fill all the spots. Wow. So that's where we're at right now. That's how it's culminated over the last 20 years.
Wow. Well, Eugene Tatum strikes out there. Pitch was inside, and again, the competition, as you're talking about, that frustrated that he swung at that pitch inside. You know, that's awesome, man. Props to your dad for that. I mean, again, testing it as a consolate is a good idea, but you're right. I mean, with the response, you definitely get a lot. I mean,
let's face it, military, they're usually into sports, you know, and baseball, softball, football, and basketball. Obviously, basketball is very popular too. That's probably the second, you know, most popular sport. Anything with a team activity that you know, it's involved, it's usually quite popular.
Absolutely, which is great. Well, your dad had the vision, so again, and start the foundation. So what kind of things, I mean, you're saying you're not, and look, like I said, I'm not trying to like be like, oh, everybody give to this, which I would hope they would if they see actually what you're doing, but what kind of other things are you doing yearly? I'm not saying so much to sponsor, but just like getting out there to like do fundraising stuff, basically.
We've never done any fundraising for this foundation, never. Always been self-funded.
Bottled it there, and nice hit. That was a line drive by number 13, William Hannigan.
And Will Whitcamp was at short, and then he was over in center field. He knows he knows the players, where they're going to hit the ball. That's how talented he is as a player. You'll see him move all around the field, knowing where to go, which player hits what.
Well, that's cool, man. I applaud your family. I mean, again, it's tough to do, and again, they're on Facebook. I'm sure if you any way support vets, get them out to the games, I guess would be
absolutely
your
free
Dave's message. Yeah, come out to the games. But I mean, if you know a vet that's you said, I don't like to use the word scared in vets, but a lot worried. I'll go with worried because again, playing, you know, like you said, the first time you're in basketball, you shoot an air ball, big deal. Who cares?
Right.
The team's going to work together. I mean, play the quad rugby if you can. I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean, I've saw it before.
If that's your classification,
yeah.
Absolutely. Then play the quad rugby. You know, I've met athletes that the first year they came here, very standoffish. You know, maybe a little angry. The second year they came back, a completely different person.
Yep.
You know, they get involved in their local chapter with a quad rugby team or a softball team, and then they're hooked. You know, and this is what they need. This is the segue into their new life. You know, in a chair. And they obviously you can see there's no boundaries. They do everything we can do.
Yep.
Better.
Yeah. Enrique Lopez with the hit. Will they turn two? Goes Whitcamp again. Over. Goes to first. Oh, that was 3 outs as he was messing. I love it.
I thought Hannigan was going for home.
Hannigan, it was great. He knew it was 3 outs. He just kept going, and everybody stayed still. He almost had even the umpires were looking around.
Yeah, where are you going?
4-2 is the score. Royal leading over Gold. We'll step aside real quick. Gold will be coming up to bat. The 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, brought to you in part by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of U.S. Veteran Affairs. Back here at the Duke Energy Convention Center in the Queen City of Cincinnati. And the Royal team you see up 4-2 on the gold team. The softball gold medal game. It's funny, the guys that got the gold jerseys, I think there's a little CO conspiracy. Dave DeGasper is joining me. They're in the gold medal game. I'm just saying.
Quite convenient, I think.
I think they were talking trash to everybody from the. They probably picked the gold jerseys. They had first pick. They're like, well, we're going to be in the gold medal game. We might as well match it. Now, it is awesome. Up to bat first is number 4, and that's Elwood Allen. And he draws the. Oh, now here comes Booker T. Well,
here comes lightning.
Yeah. Well, Elwood Allen better get a nice jump off first base. Yeah, I spoke to him.
First year I met Booker T. Years and years ago, he prefers to be called Booker T.
Yeah, that's what I said to him.
We get the roster with his actual name, and he made it very
Booker
clear.
Foster,
I
no,
prefer
Booker T. That's what he told me. I was like, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, it's name sensitive.
And he takes the ball there, making it 1-1. So do you? I mean, now that you're down in Florida, you said, but I mean, do you are you trying to get a chance to go to? I understand this event, but just like if you hear about leagues, will you just go check out certain things?
Yeah, when we were still living in New York, there was they had a wheelchair softball tournament from around the country at the old Shea Stadium.
Okay, yeah.
Which is no more.
Oh yeah.
City Field is there now, but
good old City Field. No more Shea Stadium with the airplanes flying right by left field. If you sat in left field,
now they're flying by right field.
Right field, yeah. We used to sit in left field a few times. I got to go, and it's like.
Yeah, so they had that in the summer of about I'd say 6 or 7 years ago, and a lot of these guys we knew already because they're on some their state teams.
Andre the Giant, he's got his firefighter cap on. I love it with the stars and stripes. That's what, a lot of the firefighters, when they started doing that with their helmets and stuff like that, and I'm a big hockey guy. I mean, man's game. I love hockey. But that being said, and I did see there was a girl here, and he witnessed it. It was awesome. She walked by. I'm like, you're the smartest girl in here. And she's like, what? I go, look at your beautiful sweatshirt. She had a New Jersey Devil sweatshirt on. I'm like, that's phenomenal. But his fireman's hat. Ooh, as he swung for the fences there and strikes out.
Now, Andy has hit it over the fence before, if you can believe it, in a chair. A fence this long.
I mean,
it's just
about
amazing.
150 feet?
Yeah.
I'm asking because I think the deep center will almost be like 200 feet.
Yeah, and he's hit it out in other years past. I don't know what he did on the other field. But,
I heard somebody hit it out.
So I heard somebody hit it over, too. I don't know who.
Yeah, Ryan told me.
Yeah. But he's known for that. I know he was trying to get a hold of it now.
Well, they are down 4-2. He's trying to get him back in it. That'll bring up Jesse Lind, number 5. Oh, look at that. Drives it. Oh, between short and third. And it looks like Lind is going to have a base hit. Oh, they're going to try to get to second. Oh, in time, but.
Speed is important in this game.
Elwood Allen trying to get there. That'll end this half of the inning. So 4-2 now, as we head to the top of the 5th. Yep, it'll be the top of the 5th. Dave DeGasper is joining me. Oh, but in New York, you'd go out to they had a league, you'd go check it out.
Yeah, they had a tournament in, like I said, at Shea Stadium, and it was a week long, and a lot of these players were on their respective teams in their states. Joe Whitcamp on short, George Norton, those players, and a bunch of others. I just can't name them right off the hand, but and then you're talking about a full team of phenomenal players.
Oh yeah.
Speed, just hitting all the time. Good pitching, highly competitive.
Yeah, I know we were kidding around before, but they're never going to lock that.
No.
As Jimmy Green, that you mentioned, steps into the plate for Team Blue. And that's what I mean. And you know what I love too? A lot of the guys in quad rugby, it was their first year ever playing quad. Like some of them, it was their first games, and there was one team that had two first-year players. Oh, it popped up between short and third. Can Jimmy Green get to first before Lynn gets it? Oh, he does. He just beats the throw, and a little.
Green, a terrific athlete. Known him for many, many years.
Trey Lafette.
Terrific athlete.
Trey Lafette catches it, and look at him shaking his head over there. He
Still
probably
can't
wants to
get him
scream
out.
something. He's steaming that he should have made that throw. So now that'll send up Carl Morgan, 0-0 for the Blue. How many years is that tournament going on? That was at Shea. Is it still? Is that city now?
It's yearly, but they have
Okay.
different. They have it in different locations throughout the country. There happened to be a tournament at that time there. They've had them in Florida too, but not in midsummer, because they play it outside on the asphalt. And obviously, midsummer would be about 120 degrees on that asphalt. Although we did have the games in Richmond one year, and softball was played outside, and we had a lot of players that collapsed with heat exhaustion. So I kind of said, no more outside, guys. We want to sponsor, but it's not worth these athletes getting hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, Dave was there for Richmond. He was there too.
Oh, you remember that? Then.
Was that your first games? His third games.
So you recall the softball? Yeah, it was horrible.
Wow. Well, when he sent me the thing for softball, I thought that I'm like, oh, cool, be outside, and I'm like, oh man, but I'm like, hopefully in the morning, like morning-ish, because the sun comes out. But I'm like,
yeah, but going on all day, and
no, exactly. That's
Virginia was humid.
Oh
and,
well, you couldn't do it outside in Phoenix at this time.
No.
either.
Well, there were convention centers. Well, the Richmond had a small convention center, so we couldn't accommodate softball inside. So Orlando next year we won't be a problem, because that's a very big convention center.
Oh, look at that hit. Oh, right at the second baseman. Oh, he was right there. He bobbled it.
Shot.
Jimmy Green going around second, and he will take third. Josh Lynn fires it home as Jimmy Green trying to get home. Oh, now he's going to have to
for the rundown.
Oh, and Booker T had the ball, but Jimmy Green goes to third. Oh, look at that. Scooting up to second. Smart base running. IQ right there. Carl Morgan.
We had challenges in this facility too, because it's not as big as other convention centers, but we were able to make it work.
I was going to say, that wall doesn't really need to be any further.
No. Usually the fields are closer together, so we can communicate with the other field. I have my family down there, running that game, and we're down here running this game.
Well, see, we got the president of the family. We got Dave DeGasperis with us. We gave him a little bit of break. He gets a broadcast.
I do, so. Thank you. I get to save my voice now.
And that's why when we're getting a drink late, when the softball team start hitting the areas right there, when the softball team start hitting Dave up, I'm just saying, Dave, it could happen. No,
I think they're going to remind me at the end of the game. I may have spoken too soon.
You know what? I was just about to say to you, the funny thing is, I guarantee you with their elephant memories, they are not going to forget. Oh, and the interference there, so Jimmy Green comes across home plate, and they're going to say, and Andy Burnt not happy. Andre the Giant trying to figure it out. But the umpires gather, and they're getting it right. All on the same page, explaining it, and like you said, he is moving. Wow, popped up there by number 20, Samuel Ballard. And
fair ball.
Yeah, ooh, just went fair. Said, wait, Whitcamp, yeah. Whitcamp's, you're right. I've been noticing that more since you said it.
You'll see him move around the field quite a bit, yeah.
To kind of into center to see where it's going to go. So runners on first and second now for.
I've witnessed Whitcamp throw a person out from all the way deep left all the way to first base. You know,
wow.
Yeah, he's got a good arm. He's fast, highly skilled.
That from left field to first. Wow.
In a chair.
Yeah, you know? And that is phenomenal. So Sam Ballard on first. Ooh, and that goes down to third base. Gets to Whitcamp, takes the force at third. Tries to go to first for the double play as Chris Ungrady couldn't get there, so that is a double play. That'll send over to third Sam Ballard with 2 outs, and that'll bring up the pitcher, number 17, Nathaniel McFarland. McFarland's got those reddish-orange shoes on. It's about the style, too.
Matches his chair.
Yeah, see? And McFarland, look at that, takes ball 1, makes it 1-1. You know, it's funny you say he does a good Sean Connery imitation. I mean, look at the beard, you know. He's
he could pass for him, too, yeah.
No, he's got the look. But I'm not going to argue with the former Navy SEAL. If he doesn't want, I'm going to make Dave go argue with him, so Dave can get him over here. So is Andre the Giant trying to get his grip. McFarland, takes strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes count. Blue up 5-2 now in the top of the 5th. Going 7 innings here. Again, the softball brought to you by the DeGasperis Family Foundation. Dave DeGasper is kind enough to join us here. But again, we volunteered him for it, but we got him a little bit of a break.
And I'm honored. Thank you very much.
We're glad you're here. Anything for a fellow East Coaster. I mean, that's a problem. You go west, man, you miss the food. Now, having a fully Italian family like I do.
And myself, we're all Italian also.
My dad's side of the family is from Naples. My dad was the baker of the family, so the old, you know, the Italian, the country trash talking. They always say the further south you go, the better the food gets.
Have you been to Italy?
Unfortunately, no. I've been to Spain and Germany, and I was supposed to go for my cousin's wedding earlier this month, and unfortunately I found out that I had an interview that I couldn't get out of. So, and I didn't want to get out of it, but my first month-long trip to Italy was put on delay.
Canceled.
Put on delay, yes.
No, work comes first.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was just work, I would have skipped around it, but it was an interview, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully it works out to where I didn't miss the wedding for not getting the gig, but we'll see what happens. So,
it's a beautiful country.
Oh, yeah, I mean, believe me, every time people went, and I didn't go with some of my uncles and pictures and stuff like that, and yeah, so I can't wait. Look at this, starting in the goal team. Well, there's your boy Whitcamp.
There's Whitcamp.
The first hit, and that was a ball. And he hits it all the way to the wall. He's rounding second. Catches it there. Is he going to get to third? Yeah, not even. Oh, well, now Jimmy Green's going to send it home wisely.
And his inside the park home run, typical Whitcamp fashion.
And he's safe. Wow, Whitcamp gets his team within 2, 5-3. What
typical Whitcamp fashion, one-man show.
Wow, so that makes it 5-3 on a line drive, and that was a ball. I mean,
I'm surprised they pitched to him. Usually, I
was just about to say to you, didn't you say they'll walk certain people?
Yeah, they'll walk him continuously. I've seen him walk throughout a whole game at times. They won't even give him a chance to hit.
Goes across the field, and he's out. It was a line drive to third for Lafette, and he gets gunned down from the third baseman, because that's his number 20, Sam Ballard. Oh, somebody's on deck, so we got a switch up of first base coaches. I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's good to have a first base coach in this, because you can sit there and talk trash with the first baseman.
That's right.
Now, this
and that's nonstop.
Oh, absolutely. And that'll bring lucky number 13, Rodney Jones, up to bat. Oh, well, doesn't get all of it, but can he beat it out? Oh, McFarland throws down to first, and Enrique Lopez takes it in. And that is the second out of the inning, and that will send up for the gold team, number 17, Michael Brickert. Oh, well, from Montana, he says.
Big Sky.
Big Sky. Yeah, I've had friends from Montana, and every time I see pictures, I'm like, man, this guy actually, it has that effect. But, yeah, I couldn't be there in the middle of the winter.
No.
David, I'll tell you, like spring and summer, sign this kid up.
It's beautiful, and he's actually invited our family, but obviously it's so far, there's no direct flights. My wife doesn't like to fly as it is, so.
Well, you know, I've driven cross country 5 times. We went from Arizona to Jersey and back when I was younger.
Wow.
So I'd like to fly I mean, if you can take your time, not that you're not busy, you can take your time as he grounds out to from short to first as he grounds out, and he just rolls out to his position in right field. So he heads out there, does Brickard. 5-3 is the score as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Dave and I'll step aside real quick. The 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games brought to you in part by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. All right, we're getting the top of the 6th inning started, and look at that. Beats out the infield hitch, number 1 for the Royal team, and that is Andrew Bechtel. As Bechtel gets to first base. And that'll send up, as we said, the men and women. I always say, you guys, it's such an East Coast thing anyway. Everybody say, hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah,
it's a mixed room.
It's force of habit, yeah.
Exactly.
But some terrific female players here, too, yeah.
As Diana Woods is at bat, and she takes strike 2. Her teammates are bench razzing the umpire for that questionable call. Just swung through that.
They all start off with one strike.
Yeah.
That's to speed the game of play because they're pretty strict with the 75-minute rule. 75 minutes, because especially today.
Have you done games where they haven't started with one strike? I mean, has it made? I'm not saying it doesn't, but does it make?
It makes a big difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then if it's a foul ball, you're out anyway. You can't. There's no unlimited foul balls.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Foul ball, third strike, you're out.
You know what? I did look that up. Actually, he was pretty shocked because I was teasing Dave over here. I'm like, can't you give me some of my research, Mr. Producer? But I did a lot. But then it's funny when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I did type that out. See, so I'd remember it. And yeah, you don't get the unlimited foul balls. I remember the one strike when we started the game. The first game, I was like, oh, and they do start to count with one strike
and one ball. And you have to, especially on a day like this with this venue, because we're playing softball all in one day. Usually it's spread out for a few days,
right,
which we prefer. But because of the size of this convention center, they have to get it done in one day. They'll break down the field.
Right back to Andre the Giant as he sends it over to Jesse Lynn for the force out. Nice sacrifice there by Daniel Conley. So next year, you're saying in Orlando, will it be spread out over multiple days then?
Yeah, we're going to push for that. Okay. It's hard on the players because what we encounter usually is it's either a venue conflict.
Right.
Some of them have to go to another venue, another event that they're competing in, and then they can't show up for a second game that they're playing here or a third game. It could be a key player too. You don't know. So and the other thing is also just the fatigue.
Absolutely.
If you keep winning, you keep playing.
Yeah.
So there is fatigue that sets in.
The fatigue there, and look at that, the trickster keeping the runner honest there. That is a strike, and at bat now for the Royal team, number 3, Walter Evans. Andre the Giant, you see him out there in his fireman's hat.
He's a Florida man too.
So what you're saying is you guys might get into a little trouble down there.
Could be with him. But I'm glad I got him on my side.
Absolutely.
Put it that way.
And with the strikeout there. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with the goal. All right, so the goal team obviously rallying back. Royal got off to a good start, but now defensively it seems like Gold has settled down. Andy hasn't given up too many more
No,
hits.
he's a good pitcher.
So now what do they got to do to sit here? I know they got to score runs, but part of the field you think they need to attack?
You know what? Half the battle with this game is placing the ball. You know, and the biggest mistake a lot of these players make is they hit it to the same player most of the time. They hit it to Whitcamp, or they hit it to Jimmy Green over there at short also.
Right.
He covers the field so much. You know, but most of them are right-handed batters, so that's where the ball's going to go anyway.
Right.
If they have control over placing the ball, I mean, dead center, you know, it's a great spot, you know, in between second and first, but they always seem to gravitate towards that shortstop position, and usually that shortstop is a key player for the team.
So Kenneth Hernandez leaves off. That is the voice of Dave DeGasperis, the DeGasperis Family Foundation, the sponsor of softball, but just great to be a part of the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. As Hernandez grounds it to first, it's picked up, and no problem there for number 12, Enrique Lopez. But again, the DeGasperis Family Foundation, started by his dad, and well, he sponsored softball. Again, great thing that he did, like you said, at this time of year, move it indoors. If this was in the springtime, it'd be a little bit different.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
You're right. But I mean, in the summertime, whether dry heat, humidity, anything, it's tough. And
it's a lot on the players. It takes a toll on them.
Oh yeah.
More so than it takes on us. You know, so it's so important that it's a steady climate.
At bat now for the goal team, number 12. That's James Chapman.
Although in Anchorage, Alaska, we did have it outside.
You did.
It was beautiful. I mean, it was Alaska. It was only 70 degrees.
Yeah,
you know, it was
that had a. How long ago was Anchorage?
I'd say that was probably about 10 years ago. That was a tough venue to get to. I mean, there wasn't as many participants because of the difficulty in getting there.
I was going to say, man, I'm 10 years behind the time. I wish I would have been in that one. Well, it goes down the third baseline, across to first, forward out as Ballard gets it across to Enrique Lopez. Making contact there was Chapman. And now that'll send it to the plate, number 10, Jason Pollock. Yeah, I was going to say 10 years, man. I definitely would have volunteered to go with you on that one.
It was a beautiful venue. Being there was gorgeous. And then, you know, years before that, we had it in Puerto Rico when we played softball outside.
Oh, is their team not fun or what, man?
Wow.
The opening ceremonies are coming in with their, I mean, everybody's having a good time, but
Another beautiful venue, but playing softball outside in Puerto Rico is a lot different than playing softball outside in Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Hot and humid. It was another tough venue, but they didn't have the accommodations to support softball inside, so we really had no choice.
Right. So I'm taking it that was broke up, you know, each team only playing once a day?
Yeah, we tried to. We tried to.
Oh, look at the lefty. Oh, and the shift there at second base. The solid hit by Pollock.
Right to Bill Hannigan,
Man.
Another terrific player.
Hannigan scoops it up.
See, what I tell you?
There's the
showman.
Oh, man. Except I got a problem with that. I love the showman, the cowboy hat, the lays. But I want to say, I think Andy's mask is a Steelers mask. And I'm sorry.
And he's a Buccaneers fan.
Oh, wow. All right. Maybe it's not I thought I saw Steelers on the side, but look at that. He's going around.
Well, he's got the Steeler color on his shirt.
Oh, he's putting on a show. He's putting on a show for the people down the first baseline. He's got his Nacho Libre mask. He's a huge Steelers fan. Oh, he's a huge Steelers. Dave, check out his Facebook. So maybe because he's in Florida, he says he root for. Oh man,
he's got the right color shirt.
I have nothing but respect for him, but I cannot say anything nice about that mask. So I just won't say anything at all, Dave.
Are we Giants or Jets?
Neither.
Okay.
Tom Landry is the man I grew up with.
A lot of respect. Terrific.
Jerry. Oh, Jesse Lind a little bit outside. And having to stop at second. And getting in there, number 5. That's Jerry Padgett.
2 years ago, we had the games in Dallas. I had the fortunate opportunity to meet Roger Staubach.
Oh.
He came to the games, signed autographs, terrific guy, gentleman.
Well, Navy man.
Big Navy man, correct. So he has a lot of respect for the military. He was there for a full day. Got a helmet signed by him. It was terrific, yeah. I'm not necessarily a Cowboys fan.
No,
but,
I know. Giants?
Giants, yes.
See, here's the thing, and this guy knows he doesn't follow sports, but he could probably tell you this about me. The Eagles and the Redskins cannot lose enough. Cannot lose enough. really.
Yeah.
Oh, nice flip there by Whitcamp.
Nice play.
Oh, and going around, he's safe. Whitcamp. Oh, and they say, hey, throw it to first as making his way down the line. That was number 14, Garrett Lewis, who is out, but going over to third. That was Paget. But yeah, the Eagles and the Redskins cannot lose enough to make me, like, I cannot stand them. I cannot stand their fan base inside the stadium. I'm not saying they're not good people outside the stadium, but I think you know what you're picking up when I'm throwing down, my good friend.
I absolutely am.
But I can't, I mean, I don't like when the Giants beat the Cowboys, but I don't hate on the Giants. And especially beating the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl, as much as I can't stand their fans. I mean, just to say Eli owns
that was most
the Patriots
rewarding.
And Tom Brady, especially when it happened in Phoenix. There were so many Pats fans. Dave can attest this. I did quite a few things. There were so many Pats fans around, and honestly, like, I of course I'm not buying any Giant stuff, but I had blue shirts on. I'm like, G-Man all day. And
you were a minority. You were the minority?
Oh, I picked the Giants. I mean, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of people just like rooting for the Pats and Pats this, Pats that. So yeah, I can't stand them. I respect Tom Brady. And, I mean,
it's either a lover or hate him type thing.
It's just Bill Belichick rushing the wrong way. I can't stand the interviews. I understand. Believe me, I know this won't surprise him because he would love to chime in. I've been the reporter sometimes that has asked a dumb question, and when you hit send and you're like, I can't believe I just asked that. Some people are nice enough to answer it and don't say anything, and some might kind of roll their eyes and start to answer it. But I cannot stand coaches that sit there and don't give any sound. You know, it's like, are you curing heart disease or something? I mean, I don't know. I know it's my own little soapbox, but like John Tortorella from the Rangers used to drive. I mean, I understand you're dealing with the New York media, fine. But just the way he would talk to some people, if I was in there, I'd be like, I just get up and walk out. I don't care if it disrupted the press conference or not. Because
you're not alone.
I just, you know, you're coaching, I understand. And I get it. It is their job. You're either going to get fired or not, you know. Pretty much from the day you get hired, you're getting hired to get fired.
And he's doing something right. But he doesn't make a lot of people happy. He makes his fan base happy. That's about it.
You know, the way he talks in press conference, like, oh, we're under this. It's like, you know, I'm not saying you have to jump him down and spit out nickels, but, you know, show some enthusiasm like these guys are showing. I mean, you know, people having fun, having a good time. We got, see, and look what Andy's Nacho Libre Steelers mask did to me. I'm happy, but it doesn't sound like it, but I'm happy. and the hit there. Oh, it goes to Whitcamp, the vacuum across the first base to Lind, and he is out.
The wrong guy to hit it to.
And no run. So it's 5-3, saying it's a dead ball because he touched the ball again with his bat. Well, either way, it's an out.
So he's out.
Didn't score. Yeah, so that makes it 3 outs, 5-3 the score as we head to the top. No, the bottom. The top of the seventh.
This will be it for the gold team.
Yeah, see if they can do it. Oh, no, it's the bottom of the seventh, right?
I think
the top of the seventh. Yeah, because the Gold just batted. What am I talking about? No, Gold is just pitching. Gold is the home team. I know I have that one. So this now will be. This is the. I'm confused because if they were just batting.
It doesn't mean the scoreboard is right. So.
Okay. So it's the bottom of the sixth. Okay, so now we're going. So now this is the top of the seventh. Oh, it's now the bottom of the sixth. Okay, my bad.
Well, I mean, you're guided by the scoreboard too.
Yeah.
I see 7.
Blue was just batting. It was a top. Royal was just batting. Yeah. So it's the bottom. It's the bottom of the sixth. Somebody's. Yeah. I looked at the scoreboard, Dave. You had it right. Of course, counting by ones always helped us because we can do that. Sesame Street was one of my favorites.
Helps.
But yeah, so to wrap that up, I kind of was in the minority, and rooting for the Giants to win was absolutely hilarious for a lot of my cousins who were Giants
not once,
fans.
but twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's not forget. Yeah. So that was very rewarding for a big Giant fan like myself.
Yeah. It was. It was beautiful. But what is even more beautiful is the DeGasperis Family Foundation sponsoring softball here at the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games. We're here in the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio. So I was gonna bust it out tomorrow, but can you answer this question? Why is this called the Queen City? Do you know? If you don't worry. None of us have known.
Well, there's a bar down the street called the Queen City Bar. Is that why?
Yeah. Oh, well, I did see it. See, drinks. This guy. I saw that, too. I was going to mention that, but it could be. Yes, the Queen probably hung out there. That was the first place the Queen had some tea and crumpets when she came over from the island across the Atlantic. Speaking of across the Atlantic, let's say hi to Joe Pashley. Hopefully Joe's doing well. It's being a Floodstream production. Thanks for saying hi to us last night, Joe. Executive producer Joe Pashley. He's executiving in overseas on vacation with his family, which he deserves. So we're just saying hi. And as we start the bottom of the sixth now, number 11 for the gold team is up at bat. That's David Graham. Oh, drives it down. Ooh, third base. Oh, nice scoop there by Ballard. And look at that. Just guides it across the infield beautifully.
With
to
ease.
Enrique Lopez. Yeah,
with
exactly.
ease.
Man. And here comes the man known as Sean Connery, the former Navy SEAL Amir Pistad. Oh, I mean, you know, I get the chair protects you, but if somebody goes inside
Hit by
and hits
pitch.
you, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I like that.
Have you had the opportunity to go see? You saw slalom.
Oh, we called it this
Are
morning.
you here? Are you here for Super G?
Yeah, we'll be here for Super G tomorrow.
Well,
Morning.
you've witnessed that.
Yeah.
yeah. It's something to see. A lot of these players that are on softball and basketball are in Super G.
Yeah, I heard they have to be invited to see what they do. But yeah, oh, McFarland with the pitch, the ground ball by Amir. Oh, the throw just a little outside, and Amir's going to have an infield hit.
Oh, they've got some life.
Sean Connery on the bases.
They got to get to the top of the order.
Yep. And you know what? The more you say it, he just kind of has that.
He has that look.
Definitely has that service look, but again, you can see the Navy SEAL look. Yeah. Sorry, Dave, in a chair or not. If he gets mad, I'm blaming it on you. No, it's just, like I said, it is just so great to finally be out at this. I mean, I heard him talking about it, Dave talking about it for quite a few years, just getting to come out and shoot a lot of the videos. And I'm like, man, you've got to add this aspect. I mean, of course I want to do stuff, but to do something like this, I mean, again, it's unbelievable to be around these athletes and hear stories and just even hear them around the hotel talking, different families.
Yeah,
joking
you
around
get to know the players. I mean, it's you know, you build friendships, and that's what we have over the years. 20 years of friendships with some of these guys and girls, for that matter. My kids, you know, communicate with them on Facebook. They write letters to each other. It's just it's a family
That's
now.
awesome. Blake Bryant up at bat, seeing if he can keep this going. Oh, swings, and that is strike three. Brian does have a very nice hockey playoff beard. That's solid. I gotta give him that.
That's a ZZ Top quality beard.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's almost like a Brent Burns beard there, but ZZ Top, I like it.
So Phoenix boy, you a Coyotes fan, Suns fan?
Devils fan. Hockey, I grew up on my Devils. I mean, I root for the. Yeah, I definitely want the Coyotes to do well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they have one sole owner now. It's a bummer the way it went down with Shane Doan, but they're young. I like the trade they made with the Rangers to get Stetman and Niemi, Rata, not Niemi, Rata, backup goalie.
So you feel good about the next season?
Also, Dromic. I mean, they're going to look. They're still going to be really young. I just think they can be in that 9 and 10 seed to at least make it exciting again for fans. Because unfortunately, with Phoenix, everybody's a transplant. Everybody is from somewhere else. So they say the home team's their favorite, except when, see me, I've never jumped off that. I don't root against them, but when my Devils come to town, I mean, the Brooklyn Nets are like the D-League team, and they were in Jersey, so I'm mad they're in Brooklyn, but that being said, oh, strike three, and he does not like the call, and I don't know if I disagree with him too much, Dave, as I was watching that pitch. Wow, that was a
from this angle, it looked like it was a ball.
Wow.
So that's the game.
Oh, no, that was the bottom of the seventh. Whatever. We figured it. The scoreboard was right. The scores are messing with us. We're messing with you. We do apologize. That was the game. Wow, that is tough.
So now we have blue team takes the gold medal and the gold team takes the silver medal.
But they still got gold shirts. You know, inevitably,
And they don't even care about the medals at this point. So many of them won so many medals. That, you know, they come here for the fun of it and the camaraderie.
Do you have to make the medal presentation?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to next.
So you know what?
They take pictures with the family, but I appreciate you having me on this broadcast.
We'll talk after this. We'll step aside real quick. He's got to go. Dave's got to go make the presentation for the gold medals. We'll come back. We'll have that here for you at the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games from Cincinnati, Ohio, the Queen City, brought to you by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. All right, we're back here at the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games for the Gasparis Family Foundation sponsoring softball, and they're about to make the presentations. The purple team ended up getting third, so Dave DeGasparis he's trying to get him over, so we'll talk about it, but the Royal team wins the gold medal in softball as they beat the gold team. As you see the final score there, 5-3. The Duke Energy Convention Center, downtown Cincinnati, doing such a beautiful job of putting this games on. I know we've talked about the sponsors. I mean, UPS, General Electric, Procter & Gamble, Veterans Canteen Services. I mean, like I said, UPS, and it's just been awesome. And we also, Permobile. I knew I would get it. Permobile. Man, if you can check them out, check out Permobile online. The technology that we got to see with the wheelchairs, literally a standing wheelchair. You can get it to where you're standing. And it's just, I mean, it's absolutely awesome. But what UPS does, what General Electric does, obviously Procter & Gamble being here in Cincinnati in their own backyard, but Permobile, again, very, very awesome. I mean, it's one of those things. And Procter & Gamble, I mean, John Myers is a director. He was part of the 101st Airborne. So he's jumped out of a few planes himself. But, again, just all the sponsors that help put this on. Said the Gasparis Family Foundation, again, they have done such a great job. You heard Dave talking about it, how they sponsored softball. And, again, the softball, it's soft, but, man, if it's the line drive that you, it's got a little punch to it. But, again, such a great day. And, again, like Dave was saying, a little bit tougher because I had to play all the softball in one day. But, man, I'll tell you what, that blue team or gold team did not look too fatigued, even though they hide it quite well. That's the thing. So the teams are gathering. We're going to let them gather real quick. Dave's, look at that. Look at that Nat sound mic picking up the clanking of the medals. I love it. Of course, we get none of them, but I mean, we're gold medal performers in our own minds, so that's all that matters to us right now. But the most important thing is just being out here and supporting the vets, but just seeing the competition, kids. It is unbelievable. It is definitely unbelievable. And so they are making their way out. All right, now we're going to send it over to Dave because he's with the purple team and the presentation of the bronze medals.
We can start. Okay, DeGasperis family, pictures. Okay, we now want a photo with the DeGasperis family, please. Everybody back here. Everybody, the DeGasperis family, back here with a picture with the bronze medal team. Jess. We got 4 generations of DeGasperises here. Thank you, purple team. Outstanding. Gold team. Gold team, assume the position. Purple team, time to move. You can sing that song outside. Come on, we got to get the gold and silver team in here now. Gold team, silver medal winners. Let's get in for a photo. Okay. Everybody, come around back. picture with the silver medal team. Everybody get in tight. Congratulations to the gold team, the silver medal. Okay, blue team, step in. Blue team, respond to second base. You are the champs. Congratulations, blue team, 2017 Gold Team softball winners. Blue team, get in tight here. Gold medal winners, the blue team. Big round of applause for them. They played a great game. Everybody in for a photo.
Well, you saw it right there, the blue team getting their gold medals, holding up the #1 sign as they are the gold medal winners, 5-3 over the gold team in the championship game here in softball, the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games. And thank to the Gasparis family for sponsoring softball. Again, you heard they don't solicit anything. It is absolutely phenomenal what they have done here today, playing softball all in one day. A little bit tough, but again, we're like talking with Dave DeGasperis. You heard how the weather could be an issue. It is pretty tough to deal with. That being said, it's all indoors here. This convention center in Cincinnati has done a phenomenal job of hosting this. Again, two fields basically set up on both ends of the convention center downstairs here. So again, very awesome. Congratulations to the blue team as they take home the gold, and the gold team takes home the silver, and the purple team, as you heard, took home the bronze. But we're going to keep our coverage rolling. We're done for today, which has been an awesome day. Again, if you didn't get to check out the slalom, please go to wheelchairgames.org. You'll be able to see the game what they did to go through that course uploaded. It was absolutely awesome. And the Super G is just going to be even bigger than that from everything that's been told to us. It's going to be even harder than that, I should say. Not bigger, even harder than that. So check out the slalom. The Super G is coming up on Saturday. But tomorrow, Friday, we will be back at it bright and early here on wheelchairgames.org. We will have track and field, but they've been doing the field events. We are going to be covering track. So the track event's going on at 8 o'clock in the morning. Depending on where you are, if you're on the West Coast, that's 5 a.m. So it's Friday morning. Wake up early, watch some track and field. Nothing wrong with that. I would do it. Dave's laughing at me. You can't see him off camera, but Dave's laughing because he knows I would do that to get up at 5 a.m. to watch it. That being said, we'll have track at 8 o'clock here Eastern Time, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 7 o'clock Central. So wherever you are, please check out wheelchairgames.org. We'll have track at 8 a.m. Also, tomorrow night, it is very awesome. It'll be streaming. You'll get to see 2 actually separate streams of weightlifting. And to see the strength, I mean, I've seen the strength of some of these competitors so far, and Dave could attest to this, they're just working with their upper bodies. It is insane. The weightlifting is going to be absolutely insane tomorrow. There are going to be men and women throwing up some insane weight. So that'll be a great competition. That'll be streaming at 6:30 Eastern Time. So if you want to check it out, again, wheelchairgames.org. The schedule's up there. If you put anything on Twitter or Facebook, just hashtag it with NVWG, National Veterans Wheelchair Games, but hashtag NVWG. It has been such an awesome time to be out here just meeting, like I said, the contestants, obviously, or the participants, the vets that are out here, and see a guy like Dave DeGasperis, UPS, like I said, General Electric, Procter & Gamble, the Veterans Canteen services. So anyway, we're going to get out of here, though. Softball, again, congratulations to the gold team, or the blue team, pardon me. They are the gold medal winners, 5-3 over the gold team. And again, we want to thank the DeGasperis Family Foundation for sponsoring softball. You heard they've been sponsoring it for a very long time after they tested it. His dad started it, and they kept it going, a family affair, and that's why I love that it says Family Foundation. So for Mike, Dave, and Sean, I'm Michael Caratanudo. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. from the site of the track competition at the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, brought to you in part by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veteran Affairs.